sometimes stopping seems to be the hardest thing to do, and just stopping and taking whatever's happening and really observing what's happening around you and your experience. And the reason for that is obviously we live in a bit of a 24-hour culture. Everything's so convenient that we have everything. We are masters. So we are players of many, but masters of none. We're not very appreciative sometimes of what we have. And in that, and because we're so looking to collect in so much information by going to our talks, our retreats, our this, that, the other, and we're rushing around, what we find is we collect all this information, but it's completely useless for us because we never really get time to sit down and contemplate it. Which is why sometimes when you're reading of some of these teachers who've kind of, pointed the way back home, so to speak, you'll find they've said something very, very simple, but because of the fact that we're so eager for our answers, and we're so looking to find out what happens next and next and next and next, that we don't really take those on board. So something as simple as it is really just this moment, if accepted, would open up everything for yourself. And one of the ways that you can do this is to just, in a sense, go quiet and sit silently. I just did a live stream on my Facebook where I talked about silence and introspection, and it seems to be one of the hardest things to do. I was recently at a friend's, and the first thing my friend did was put on the TV first thing in the morning, and couldn't quite understand why I didn't need some noise, or didn't need to be doing something, because what you find is there's such a bigger party, there's such an amazing thing going on here when you finally when you finally stop and see what life is really all about. There's a Sufi mystic called Rabi al-Basri, who was a very famous female mystic in the Sufi tradition, and she was so lost in this love for God that when it was summertime, people were like, "Oh, open your window, see how beautiful it is out there." And she was like, "Well, why? Because it's so much more beautiful here." And that's where everything is being referenced. It's being referenced here, where you are, and it's your reaction to everything around you, which can, in a sense, cause that agitation, so to speak. Really. So yeah, by concentrating more and more on yourself, what you'll find is invariably the picture improves here and it improves out there as well. So in healing yourself, what you can find is you heal everything around you, and one of the ways you can heal is to accept what's going on in the moment. So you accept whatever's going to come up, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, which is something a lot of people don't want to do. We would like our journey, our being here and now, to be a very blissful, joyful experience, when in fact sometimes it can be a very dark, horrible place. And we turn away from that, and then we wonder why we're still looking. This is, in a sense, a very, very radical acceptance of everything that comes up, good, bad, or indifferent. And you find you become more courageous as you go along. What you also find is that the limits that you thought that you had aren't really real. And if you can sit with these emotions, which sometimes can get uncomfortable, and these thoughts which can get uncomfortable, and you've so identified with them that you don't feel you can let them go, you'll find that they're transient. They're like the waves on the ocean. They're always going to kind of just be there. It's up to yourself to give them life or not. For example, the idea that there's something to find, something to get, is just that. It's just a thought, but it's a thought that we have given life to. We believe it to be real. We believe something's missing, and yet nothing is missing, because all of that is still happening in this moment which is perfect and it's whole and complete. So seeking is just another manifestation of liberation, so to speak, because if freedom is everything, then freedom can be lost. Freedom can be looking to find itself. Freedom can be looking for answers, because it's a divine play, and it's going to play itself out the way it wishes to play itself out. And in any given moment, or in the moment, it's perfectly complete. So I talk to people, and it's really just cause and effect. We're all just playing roles out. I've asked a question: if I talk, will people listen? they come along with the idea that, okay, there's something there, but it's all part and parcel of the whole. So freedom is acting like it knows, and freedom is also acting like it's lost something, and yet it's all perfectly complete in the whole picture. So rather than look at the micro aspects of it, look at the macro aspects and see that there is just nothing but completion. And even duality is perfect. It's completely what's perfect. It allows us to navigate through this creation, through this whole story, however you want to put it. So everything is another aspect of freedom. It's all within freedom, because freedom is total, it's whole, it's complete. So the mind, the ego, the wanting to ascend all of this, the feeling incomplete, the feeling great, the feeling horrible, the feeling everything is this. And when we accept that, and even those times when we don't accept that, it still is. Wherever I turn, I see the face of my beloved, as Rumi would say. Or as I say to people, do you get up in the morning and practice yourself? No, it's just immediate. You can't escape from yourself. You're always here. There isn't a place where there isn't freedom. It's total. That's why it's called freedom. So whatever's happening right now is free. Confusion, clarity, anger, bliss, joy, whatever. Even the thoughts that we're given life to, that thought is also free. That thought is also divine, because it is so total. So freedom is total, it's everything. It's not just a case of it's this and it's not that.